My name is Hillary Sauer, and I am our current president, and I've had the pleasure of being the president for the last 18 months of our chapter. Definitely a highlight of this past year. Would like to take a second just to thank our volunteers, our board, and everybody who's contributed to the success of this year. First and foremost, want to thank our annual sponsors as well: Edward Fox Photography, US Poker and Casinos, Eagle Ridge, Visit Raleigh, Vancouver, Lake Lawn Resort, Game Show Gurus, GoGo Charters, and Kalahari Resorts and Conventions. We're so thankful for your continued support and are looking forward to our future partnership. A big thank you to our board of directors this year. Mostly all of our board elected to stay on for the last 18 months, and I couldn't be prouder to have served alongside each and every one of you. Want to take a second just to say how important your roles are and how hard that they can be because it's a volunteer role. So just want to say thank you and tell you that I couldn't be prouder to work alongside each of you. Here's our here's our board of directors. We have myself, Allison Hines, Heather Brown, Erica Johnson, Jessica Lindberg, Sarah Broderick, Loretta Yingling, Barb Bellaguras, Adam Tangway, Bunny Lee, Anna Hess, Jamie Sowski, Laura Harris, Katrina Whaley, Jenny Kramer, Emily Yao, and Liz Hickey. A special appreciation to our outgoing board members who have served for the last 18 months: Emily Yao, Liz Hickey, Laura Harris, Katrina Whaley, and Barb Bellaguras. Each of you are so special, and I just want to take a minute to thank you for all the time and effort that you've put into the board. Each of your efforts has made such a difference on our board this year, and we're so thankful for the time that you served. Can't wait to celebrate with you all later. And a very special thank you to Heather Brown, as our immediate past president is stepping off the board. She also elected to stay on the additional 6 months and volunteered for our chapter for 3.5 years in the office of the president. Can't thank her enough for her guidance, her leadership, and I know our board feels the same way. Feel free to put some applause in the chat for Heather Brown. With that, I would like to dive right in and talk through our highlights and achievements this year from a higher level. I certainly don't want to take away anybody's glory and high points as they're going to talk through the presentation, but definitely wanted to touch on the fact that we aligned with Global's fiscal year and went onto an 18-month calendar. So the board elected to stay on for 18 months, meaning that for some of us, we had 2 signature luncheons, 2 holiday parties, 2 winter education programs, and we're really proud to say that overall this year was an incredible success. Our membership committee flourished this year, and congratulations to them. We have over 400 members that are engaged in our chapter, and we have the ability for our membership to be more engaged, more committed than they've ever been before. We've seen increased committee engagement this year, and we definitely have flown farther away from COVID than we ever have. Also, a big win for our committees was that the calendar was solidified farther in advance, which meant our committees were able to focus on their actual events because they already had their venues solidified. So they were able to focus on the details, on the sponsors, on their decor, on the food and beverage venues, because these venues and calendar had been solidified so far in advance. We also hit our financial goals, and I'm really proud to say that our PDC committee hit the 18-month event cash sponsorship goal. I won't touch too much on this because I know it'll be talked about later, but I do want to say congratulations to the team on hitting such a phenomenal goal, and congratulations to everybody. With that, I would love to spend the time with Erica Johnson, our Vice President of Finance.
Thanks, Hillary. So for the last 18 months, Finance and PDC have done some amazing things. Hillary touched on this a little bit, but Adam, our director of PDC, and the rest of them, they really worked on reimagining the committee to prioritize more meaningful relationships and prioritizing the partner goals to keep them sponsoring over and over and over, not just event by event. And as a result, they exceeded their 18-month cash sponsorship goal, which was over $113,000, and they swept right past it. So I'm so proud of them and also the rest of the committees. They also, from an admin perspective, implemented a process to really execute the ROI and fulfillment post-event outreach to those sponsors, with the goal, again, to keep them coming back more and more. They also worked with membership to create a program to proactively direct potential sponsors to PDC to keep them moving through the process from when they join MPI to executing their goals from the partnership perspective. And what's not on here is the whole chapter. We far exceeded our financial goals. So congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Erica. Appreciate all your time and effort that you and Adam have put in. Your committee has worked so hard this year. I would love to pass it over now to Liz Hankey to talk about membership.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much, Hillary. So on behalf of Loretta, I apologize, I'm losing my voice. I wanted to present some of the achievements and highlights of the membership committee for this year. So I'm really proud because we had such a strong committee. We had great numbers, we had great attendance, we had a lot of wonderful people who were really committed to being what I call like the welcoming committee of MPI. So we had about 198 new members as of November 30th. 399 members renewed their membership, so that speaks volumes. Two of our big purposes and goals of our committee are not only to recruit new members to MPI, but to also retain membership, right? So that in conjunction with the fabulous events that everyone works hard to throw, and the post-event surveys, and our communication with our new buddies. And Loretta does a great job of reaching out personally to new members who joined and give them kind of an intro email with where they can find things on the MPI website and what the next events are happening. And that's followed up by, we have our new member buddy program. And many of you were probably reached out to from your member buddy. So for the first year of your MPI membership, you are to have someone to be your lifeline there, to say, hey, I'd love to see you at signature event. Let me know if you have any questions, if you need help finding anything on the website, and just kind of being that welcoming guiding light for new members. So we're really proud of the member buddy program. And that's something that I can't take credit for, nor can Loretta, but that has continued on now in years. So it was a great idea for the past membership directors and VPs who created that. Something as Erica touched on, we are really proud that we worked with PDC, we worked with Jessica on creating these new casual events, these member meetups, as we call them. So we found that there was a desire for people just to meet socially, really, and be able to network and chat, and on kind of like a low stakes, high reward experience. So we hosted 3, and then I'm proud to say that there are now 3 scheduled for next year. And so that can only be expanded upon on the possibilities of those events. Well, again, keeping it super informal and at no cost to our members. So that's something we're really proud of. And it was a total collaboration with Adam and Jessica and everyone over there at PDC. So Loretta, this is Loretta's really her baby. She wanted to make sure that we were recognizing members. Of course, we reinstated having the ribbons, right? We expanded upon the ribbon program. You probably walked around at signature luncheon with like 3 different colors on your badge. But we wanted people to feel recognized for their years of contribution to this organization. So one thing, in addition to kind of expanding the ribbon program and making those ribbons more, accurate and targeted and really expounded upon that, is that we acknowledged anniversaries with MPI pins that Loretta presented at the awards celebration. So really proud of that. Also, we won best costume at the trivia event for our Clue. We had so many people that I had to bow out of Clue and join a group because we simply were out of characters. And so I'm really, really grateful to Loretta, to Hillary, to you, to the rest of the board, and to my co-chairs. So Rick Hudd and Eileen, they took me under their wing at the start of it and helped me and guided me in my role. And then Rachel and Celia have helped me to continue on that 18-month stretch. And I'm really excited for Becky and Loretta to take over in 2025, and I'll be here to support them all the way. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Liz. That was fantastic. Now I'd love to move along to leadership development.
Oh, Anna, do you want to present that?
Yeah, I got it. And I apologize, my Wi-Fi is a little spotty, so if you guys hear me cut out at all, just flag me. But hi, everyone. My name is Anna. I'm the Director of Leadership and Development. I'm really proud of what we did this last 18 months as well. And some of those things were being included, 2 leadership days. One was back in August, and then one in September. We were graced with really gracious hosts to make these events kick off, and we heard really great feedback about how much people loved hearing about the community and how engaged past committee members were, and really just loved hearing these authentic experiences. So that really kicked off Leadership Day, and from that we had so many new committee members join. People were really interested in joining committees, so that's a really, really fun and exciting thing. Also with that, we launched our rolling awards program. Our goal here was to increase the amount of nominations and also nominees that we received to more diversify our selections. So with that, we're excited to keep that going next year and keep seeing an increase of nominees and applicants. Also, I want to give a shout out to the awards committee, both the secret one, you guys know who you are, and the awards gala committee, because we work together to really recognize and show off how much work our committee members do, and just how being engaged can really, really take you far. And then with that, we contacted over almost 200 new members to encourage them to volunteer in committees. Our goal was really to try to fill up these committees. After COVID, we saw a little bit of a drop off, but we know how important being engaged can be. So it was really important for us to do outreach and engage these new committee members and help them find their way and find their home within MPI. And then also, we are working with our new L&D team, which is also now going to be including DEI, to work on rolling out the rolling nominations for next year, and also just some really new, fun, exciting leadership days that really incorporate the DEI team and training.
Thank you so much, Anna. Really appreciate the time you spent, and congratulations on such a successful 18 months.
So much, Hillary.
I am going to move along to special events with Jessica Lindberg.
Hey everybody, Jessica Lindberg, VP of Special Events. Kind of what Hillary was talking about with this extended calendar. We had quite a few parties to go to, but all good. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of each one. They were all so great. So starting off with holiday party, last year at Guaranteed Rate, we had 188 attendees. We had a great net revenue. We were currently at that point, we were doing the holiday parties in January. So we actually went back to December. And so that was a big hit. We also did include an education component to this. And it was the second time that we did that. And it was really great attendance. Like 50% of the people who attended the party, they actually went to the education component. And we had really good feedback with the planner versus supplier education session. It was super fun. And this committee always worked so hard. As everybody knows, we do a really great silent auction. And then we also try to get as many in-kind sponsors for doing fun activities. And then also just with our cash sponsorships as well. And then I can move forward to the holiday party this year, last week. So hopefully you all were able to join us. This one's really great. So we had over 200 attendees, and we continue to have the event in December. Now, this is what I was so proud of our committee for. We achieved a net revenue of $23,658, and our goal was a little under 20. So we reached all of our cash sponsorship goals, our silent auction goals. And what was really great is that our committee actually doubled this year. In the past, it's been a little bit small but mighty committee. So this year we were able to double it. So this team put in so much work, and I am so proud of each and every one of them. And then moving on to golf. So golf, it's the committee of the year 3 times in a row. This past year, we had 185 attendees, which was an increase from the previous year. They achieved all of their goals as well. So from cash sponsorships to silent auction, the net revenue was $5,600 more than last year, so that was really great. They created some new sponsorship packages to make it interesting and fun. And then the committee is always very successful with retaining those sponsorships. They have really good relationships with a lot of the cash sponsors and also in kinds. This team, as a lot of people might know, they do like to meet in person, and this is a really good example of just like team bonding and keeping the committee super, interested and engaged. And very exciting, we already have our venue coming up for next year as well. And then moving on to trivia night, which seems like that was such a long time ago. That one had a little over 100 attendees. This was we've always done it in the city, but we actually changed it up and we brought it to the suburbs. And the silent auction was so close to making the goal. We're so close. But we partner with Go Teams and Game Show Gurus for the 3rd year in a row to help with the production of the show and to make things more fun. And one of the other things that we added to was our Minute to Win It games. And that was really fun because we put that in between trivia rounds just to keep people engaged and have some fun there. And then last but not least, awards. So kind of like what Anna was talking about, our teams, we really were lucky to work with leadership and development and membership. There were so many different components with awards. It was great. We had a really fun theme, a Kentucky Derby theme, though that was a big hit. People love to dress up to a theme, so that was really fun. We did continue to have past award winners serve as award presenters. And for this upcoming year in 2025, the Holiday Party Committee and Awards Committee will be combining, and we'll be doing a really fun end of the year celebration just to recognize our members and to also just celebrate the end of the year. And then we also have a venue secured as well for next year. So stay tuned to all of that.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thanks.
What an incredible job over the last 18 months. And congratulations to your directors, your co-chairs, your committees, and all of the volunteers. Next, I would love to pass it over to Barb for education.
Hi, everyone. It's been a really fun 18 months in education. I think my favorite thing about the whole experience is we literally went from having 0 volunteers to now we have a really, really robust committee. And that's been so exciting to see that growth happen. And I think the committee is now finally in a place where it can really be evergreen, especially going to the calendar year. So one positive thing from the calendar changeover from Global. We also started with our 23, we had 2 summer knowledge shares. So we started off in 23 with the Education Content Committee, starting with Zoe Moore. And she, at that point, was talking about equality versus equity. And so really how we can all incorporate that into our events. And Katrina did such a great job. Katrina Rayleigh and Jenny Kramer are our directors of education. And Katrina really put this thing together almost as a solo team at the time and did such a wonderful job in putting it together. In fact, it was so good that we did a reprisal in 24 to bring Zoe back to really talk about how we can take DEI initiatives and turn them from an aspirational thing to an operational thing and make it really part of your day-to-day life, and really got great results from that program. We then went to signature lunch in 23, and we had keynote Diane Allen, who is a lead violinist, and she talked about the state of flow and how you can incorporate that into your life. And we had wonderful co-chairs on that event with Aidan Court and Linda Whitlock. Signature Lunch 24, we had the wonderful keynote Sima Dahl, who really talked about the importance of personal branding and how to really become your best advocate. And Aidan Court, again, co-chaired the event, and Laura Bergerson was also the other co-chair for that. We added a new component this year to Signature Lunch, which was a CSR component with Fight to Feed, and we combined the reception with the CSR, and it was a huge success, and it's something that we would like to make annual to really give back, given the time of year that Signature Lunch occurs. And then industry exchange, we did a whole thing this year on really technology. We had a state of the industry as far as education and tech advancements, and then a tech talk on how technology is evolving in our industry. We even did a hands-on workshop on AI to kind of help people get started if they hadn't already and didn't want people to be intimidated by AI. So somebody talked through how you can really incorporate that into what you're doing personally and professionally. And we had the Democratic National Convention come in to tell everyone what we were going to be in for when the DNC hit Chicago in August. Sharon Ozimek and Laura Bergerson were the co-chairs on that. And once again, it was another hugely successful event. And none of this is possible without our education content committee. Bunny Lee did such an amazing job as director of education content. She came off in the fiscal year at the end of June, and Katrina Whaley picked up right where she took off and finished out the year for us with education content. Over the course, we successfully procured speakers for 5 educational events on the extended calendar, ensuring that we really thought through the IDEA philosophy and initiatives of every speaker and content choice that we had. We also really worked towards getting our speakers further out so that we could do a better job of marketing them and so that everyone would know what's coming up and what to expect at the events. They also, Bunny really spearheaded a survey I think with John Nahn as well, to really better understand the education needs of our chapter and really find ways that we could increase attendance with our future educational offerings. And a huge project was the creation and organization of our speaker database. And I'd like to give a huge round of thanks to Michelle Dallas as well as Bunny in their tireless work on this effort. We now have almost 300 speakers in our database, and it's been all cleaned up and everything's right at your fingertips. And with the strong negotiation skills of Bunny and Katrina, we saved over $7,000 in speaker fees because they were able to talk the speakers down and make them want to speak to us for a much less rate than what they normally charge. The co-chairs this year were Jennifer Charles, Emily Thompson, and John Nahn. And overall, we were just so proud of what this committee had grown to over the time. At every single event, we beat our attendance numbers, we beat our survey numbers, we stayed within budget, and we beat sponsorship goals. So it was just a win-win all the way around, and we couldn't have done it with all the tireless efforts of every single person on this committee. So I look forward to seeing what the future holds when Erica takes the reins. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barb. Really appreciate your time on this presentation and want you to know how thankful we are for you. It has been an amazing 18 months, and you are the pivotal leader. And I have to say my admiration for you is out of this world. So thank you.
Thanks.
I would love to pass it over now to Sarah Broderick to talk about marketing and communications.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us all today. I'm excited to talk about Marcom, what we went through in the past 18 months. And our committee really is responsible for social media, LinkedIn posts, Facebook, Instagram, the newsletter, email blasts, things along those lines. So we work with all of the committees to promote their events, to help them get to their numbers. And hopefully the engagement that we have is really going to help the chapter just overall. So I'm going to just go through some stats, super easy, quick stats. We have nearly 5,000 followers on all of our channels. LinkedIn has grown a lot over the past 18 months to, we've had 440 in the past 18 months. Instagram's grown 205. And then our average post engagement is pretty good, from 6% to 11%. So people are really looking at our posts and liking them and sharing them and commenting, so which is super important. So, and then on to just looking quickly at the LinkedIn stats. Hillary, thank you. Like I said, we have a lot of followers. We've grown a lot of followers in the past few years. It's actually, or in the past few months. I went one day and just shared LinkedIn with all of my friends, and it grew and grew and grew. So to all of you on this call, invite your friends to follow us on LinkedIn, and it's just going to grow our page impressions and our reach. As you can see, all the followers have grown quite significantly. So it's super important. LinkedIn, obviously, since we're a business, we really like LinkedIn as one of our primary channels to share with our audience. And on to the next one is Facebook. Just as important, obviously. Facebook has 2,152 fans, and you can see just the various types of media that people are looking at. So the reactions, so the photos are the number one that people react to, followed by the albums, videos, links, and then status updates. And you can see fans based by city and then the age demographic. So I thought this was kind of interesting. Definitely a lot more females, as we know, in our industry than males, but definitely everyone's very engaged. And then the next one is Instagram, which 1,297 followers. And then I thought it was interesting to see just the engagement that we have based on location, based on the gender and the age, and then 200 new followers in the past 18 months. So we're really getting out there and promoting. It's had a lot of impact on our events, the visibility for the chapter, and definitely awareness for the chapter, which is just super important. Just the last slide that we have here, the next one, as you can see, post impressions, LinkedIn is our strongest with 41,000 impressions, and then Facebook and then Instagram moving down. And then, as I said earlier, our engagement is really important. Just people liking and sharing. Every time you see something, please do that. I know I've been like a broken record at our board meetings, Hillary shaking her head. Definitely make sure that you're, if one of your friends sees it, they might, like and share as well. So it's just really important to do that. And then the last slide I thought was kind of interesting, just to see kind of the top posts. Our holiday party this year had the most. I thought that was such a clever theme, and just as you can see the pink on here, all those various slides. So liking and sharing, and these were just really great reactions to all the posts. So the committee would not have been possible, a very small committee, without Laura Harris, who led the committee and just did so much for us and kept everybody on track. I know that, she's going to be missed next year. She's been on this committee for, over 2 years. But next year is going to be amazing with the leadership of Anna Hess moving into it. It's definitely going to grow and a very successful year. And I look forward to seeing what they do next year. So thank you, everyone, for your time and being here today. And can't wait to see what's next for the Marcom team.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And wanted to also echo her comments. Please please engage. We need everybody to help us make MPI a successful chapter. We're so appreciative for all of you. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the IDEA committee, which is our DE&I initiatives, and want to say thank you to this committee in advance. Stephanie did an amazing job with us, and we're so thankful for her time on the board. We had the second year this year of the IDEA Champion of Change Award, and we will continue to make that a part of our chapter. We also have an ongoing collaboration with our PDC committee on vendor diversity, not only in the RFP process, but also from the location that an event will take place, through the in-kind sponsors, the food and beverage providers, the vendors that we work with on a daily basis. So that is of utmost importance to our chapter. Barb touched on this earlier, but Zoe Moore returned, and she's our champion of DE&I principles. She also works separately with the IDEA committee on achieving their goals and strategizing their business plan in separate sessions. We're so thankful for her, and she has helped move our chapter strides by being a part of our IDEA conversation. We also continue to have our committee liaison program, and we ensure that IDEA initiatives are being practiced and they're implemented throughout our event registration websites to include pronoun preferences, accessibility accommodation needs, dietary restrictions, and more. The IDEA committee also tries to provide guidance, resources, and checklists for committee to reference when they're doing on-site inspections and when designing their events. The IDEA committee has an upcoming rebuild, and with Aman Strong at the helm, we foresee a very exciting 2025. So thank you so much to Aman in advance for all the work that you're going to do on this committee. Thank you to everybody. We're so thankful for everyone for having such a positive, amazing year. I can't say more from a grateful point of view. I think that this has been one of the most phenomenal 18 months that we've had in MPI, and we're just so thankful for everybody and their help. With that, I would love to pass it over to my friend and our incoming president, Allison Hines with NHS Global Events.
Thank you, Hillary. I'll have you go to the next slide. I'm very excited to serve and honored to serve as your president for the 2025 calendar year. And so with that, I do want to remind everyone with the 18 months, MPI is shifting from a January to December calendar year. So there will be some changes that I'll go over in regards to the calendar and how our programming has traditionally looked to adjust to fit for the new calendar. With that, I also want to say a huge thank you to the 2023-2024 board for setting up this incoming board for success. The foundation that you laid really just helping us achieve our goals even easier and faster than we have in the past. Before I go into more specifics, I just want to talk through a little bit about my vision, what I am looking forward for 2025 and where I want to see this chapter move forward. That's something I've shared throughout the nominations and transition process for the board, and I want to make sure all of our members are on the same page. I want to bring back for the Chicago area chapter to be a leader in education. We had some great programs this last year, and I want to see us excel even further. We made a huge commitment as an incoming board to invest funds into our education content by doubling that budget for you all to get more out of your educational opportunities. So I hope to see everyone at on this call at all of our educational options this year. We want to continue to deliver value-driven learning opportunities for our members throughout the year. And then also a huge aspect, and something that I've gotten the most out of MPI and my journey with it is leadership. I wouldn't sit in this role in this next year without those who have supported me within MPI and encouraged and helped develop me as a leader. And so I want to give that back to our chapter. Something that we did change from a board structure and committee structure is we did align our leadership development and IDEA committees. So now those will serve together with a VP of IDEA and L&D, as well as a director of L&D or IDEA and L&D. So you will see some changes there, all for the better and more positive to make sure that these committees feel some more supported and that we're providing opportunities to our chapter. If you have not been involved, go back still, I'll get to the money. If you have not volunteered with the chapter, I do encourage you all to do so. We're working tirelessly to create roles and initiatives to help members expand their skills within MPI that they can take back to their companies. And then with that too, with under membership, we have a new initiated goal to bring young professionals and college age students to our chapter to help start and boost their careers as well as they come into the fold. So if you have any relationships within colleges within the Chicagoland area, please let us know, as that's a goal of our membership committee. And then really, I want to bring back a lot of the fun and joy and community building within our chapter. We do such a great job there, but want to make sure we keep that planner supplier ratio to even or even more so as a planner myself, I'm working amongst my colleagues and clients to make sure that they're in attendance, but I do encourage all suppliers that if you're attending an event that you're always making sure you're bringing a planner with you. We all can work towards making this goal and benefit across the board. And you also see a few more planner related receptions. So if you're interested in sponsoring one of those, and then we have been a huge effort to revamp our planner hosted planner program. So please look forward to that or check all the registration pages for for either for your planner to sign up or supplier to host. We can all do better to get more people at our events. Next one, Hillary. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about our 2025 financial commitments. It's great to hear about education, leadership, membership, but we got to make some money to make it all happen. Us as a board did commit to achieving a 5.1% net profit or higher, and emphasis on the higher. We're going to do that by proactively preparing for our future needs and opportunities. We're no longer in a reactionary standpoint after COVID. We're really in a proactive standpoint. As I said earlier, we want to invest in our educational opportunities for our membership. And we're going to do that. And we made that commitment. We also want to cultivate our partnerships to diversify and grow our revenue streams. And we'll always be committed to being diligent with our expense management. We have our PDC committee, as you saw, they won sponsor committee or service committee of the year. They did that because they really got down to it to create new and unique sponsorship opportunities. If you're a sponsor of the of MPI and you want to see something new or different, please bring it. The answer is never no. It's yes, and let's figure it out together. And then we just always want to make sure we're exploring fresh approaches to generate funds and engage our sponsors. We couldn't do this. We couldn't have these opportunities for our members without our sponsors. So thank you in advance for sponsoring for 2025. We just really want to make sure that through our strategic planning and innovation, we will sustain MPI Chicago area chapter's growth and deliver exceptional value to our members in 2025. Next, Hillary. With that, it's the fun stuff now. Let's see when our calendar events are. You will see that we have our first event coming up in January 23rd. I just dropped the registration link in the chat. It is virtual, so it doesn't matter where you reside or where you might be, you can still attend. So that is an educational program we're starting off of. You also notice, as Liz said earlier, that we do have 3 membership mixers. Those will remain free and open for all members to attend, and I do highly encourage you to attend those. And then what you'll see too in March is that our bingo event. We are sunsetting trivia for the year and trying something new. I am a huge bingo fan myself, and I'd be happy to go up against any of you on that event on March 11th. Registration will be launching soon. And then we also have a WEC. It's going to be in the Midwest this year again in St. Louis. I hope to be there amongst a few other board members, and I hope to see many of you there. We want to try to do a Chicago get together, Midwest, so let's represent our chapter well there. And then we also are seeking a few venues for our second 6 months of the year. So 2 membership meetups, summer education, and the leadership day, as well as signature luncheon. So if you're a venue and are interested in hosting, please send me an email. I'll drop that in the chat as well. For better or worse, I'll take all your emails. Next, Hillary, I think that might, yes. And finally, I just want to showcase our 2025 Board of Directors. In the Office of the President, me, myself, and then Jessica Lindberg as President-elect, Hillary Sauer as immediate past President, our Vice Presidents, Erica Johnson, Bill Feldgraber, Loretta Yingling, Adam Tangway, and Anna Hess. And then our directors, Sarah Broderick, Mon Strong, Jenny Kramer, Jamie Sowski, Lauren Reardon, Aiden Court, Laura Bergerson, Hannah Thompson, and Becky Flanagan. I can tell you this team is prepared and is so excited to serve you all in this next year. And I want to thank them in advance for their time and the change that they're going to make for this chapter. Yeah, and with that, we have one final aspect to end our meeting out with, which is the installation of the 2025 Board of Directors. I am honored to have Rick Hudd from Visit Monterey install our Board of Directors, Mr. MPI himself. Rick has been a huge supporter of myself and this chapter. And so I just want to thank him for doing this for us today. So Rick, over to you.
Well, thanks, Allison. And I apologize everybody to everybody in advance from my throwback picture that I have up on the screen there, but my camera decided to fail me. And so I'm going to go ahead and move forward with the installation of the 2025 Board of Directors. Now I'm going to read through certain items that the board is going to need to agree to. So let me read through the items first, then I will have you say, I will. On behalf of the membership of the Chicago area chapter of Meeting Professionals International, I ask you all, are you willing to accept the trust placed in you by your peers? Do you agree to serve to the best of your ability? Do you agree to abide by the bylaws and policies of Meeting Professionals International and of this chapter? And will you adhere to the principles of professional conduct and ethics? And therefore, do you accept the responsibilities that come with the privilege of serving as an officer and director of the Chicago Area Board? If so, answer, I will. And we need to hear you.
I will.
Raise your hand.
I will.
Well,
I will.
Okay, well, I'm going to take it for granted that everybody said I will. To you, the chapter members, do you, the members of the Chicago area chapter of MPI, agree to support these persons whom you have elected to serve as your officers and board members? If so, answer, I will.
I will.
I will.
Okay, well, in unison. Okay, everybody answered I will. Therefore, with the powers vested in me as an MPI member in good standing, I now declare the 2025 Chicago Area Chapter Board of Directors installed. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Rick. Really appreciate that. And thank you to Allison for spending the time with us today. Thanks, everybody. We are so thankful that you were able to join today. And for all of you that are jumping into the holiday season here, best of the holiday season to everyone who celebrates. A Happy New Year. And we look forward to seeing you on our winter education event in January. Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.